Not too long after the FBI knocks on their door, a couple finds a luggage. A young couple had been remodeling for months, and now they had taken on the basement. They discovered a luggage that would completely change their lives while they were clearing it. This would turn out to be the first of several discoveries that would reveal a startling reality. Welcome to USA Stories channel. Do not forget to subscribe and activate the bell button to receive all new updates. Now let's go to the story. As soon as the couple entered the basement, they saw the bent wood beams and drooping ceiling. Despite the basement's lackluster appearance, they would find something there that would permanently alter their lives. The young couple discovered something nicely concealed in the rafters as they began to tear down the ceiling piece by piece. It was an old luggage that had clearly been well hidden by someone who took great care to do so. After quitting their job, the homeowners took the bag down from the rafters. Then, from upstairs, he summoned his wife, and the two of them gazed at the case. What might possibly be within? What the ancient case had in store for them was beyond their wildest imagination. There was something quite passionate about such a lovely situation. The case was modest in size, but surprisingly weighty for its size. Their brains raced with possibilities for what may be in that worn-out green luggage. They had to open it and find out what was inside. They decided to open it outdoors first, as they didn't want to cause any damage to the house, and the contents might have been anything. In retrospect, opening it indoors, out of sight, might have been a better idea. The pair didn't first observe anything that would seem noteworthy. They found 3 rectangular objects wrapped in wax paper. At first, they were disappointed by the contents, since they had believed they had something truly unique. But what was inside the wax paper sent the pair into a whole thrilling realm. All they had to do was discover what was there. They started torn the paper. What they would uncover would undoubtedly turn their world upside down. They discovered something amazing: $20 notes full of solid, cold cash. Having said that, these bills were somewhat older than the ones we typically deal with. "These are all 20s, the homeowner subsequently stated to the media. "This place may hold several thousand people. Right now we're going crazy. We don't experience this. How do we proceed? Where are the cameras located?" And they still had 2 more bundles, so that was their response to only one. The guy, Don Ravel, explained what was in the other 2 parcels. "There were all 50s in the second package, not a single 20, he said. "Why is this happening? This may be worth $5,000. The third packet has hundreds. Wait, this can't continue like this." Many inquiries accompanied the money. From where did it originate? The banknotes appeared to date back to the 1920s and 1930s. What was the age of the bags? Would the home conceal additional cash? They would learn the truth eventually. Underneath the bundles of cash was a clue that would provide the answers to all of their inquiries about how old the luggage was. What they saw was a copy of the local newspaper, the Cleveland Plain Dealer, from the town in which they were now residing. The relevant article has a date of March 25, 1951. This indicated that the luggage that was in front of them had been kept secret for 65 years. The couple was curious about the potential value of the money from that bygone age in the current world. The couple called a lawyer to see if their money was worth anything. All of the money was more than 70 years old, and several of the bills were star banknotes that had never been in circulation. Fortunately, the lawyer revealed to them the good news regarding the money. It seems like it would be worth around $23,000 more presently. With the notion that this crazy journey was coming to an end, the homeowner sent a farewell letter on Reddit, but he had no idea that this was only the beginning. For the young couple, things were about to take an unexpected turn. The initial exhilaration subsided with time, and they resumed their renovation work. The spouse then found what looked like another luggage. After putting it down, he inhaled deeply. His hope was that it will be just like the first one. He declined to open it right away. He realized that waiting for his wife to return from work would be the appropriate course of action, since she would undoubtedly like to view the contents of the second case firsthand. He took out his trusty camera and took a couple pictures of the 2 cases together as he waited for her to arrive. As soon as the couple opened the second case together, they found themselves thousands of dollars wealthier. This time, the money wasn't wrapped in fragile wax paper. Instead, it was arranged quite neatly in lines. How much money was in the case and what additional surprises were in store for them was the main issue on their thoughts. That night as they lay in bed, their thoughts drifted in all directions. What mysteries lingered in the house they called home? They had immediately earned themselves an additional $45,000. The second case contained more money than the first. The pair felt really fortunate. Still, they had no intention of wasting the cash on fancy cars, yachts, or other indulgences. They intended to apply it on their house. They had no idea that the second case would lead them closer to other mysteries that would eventually require the involvement of the FBI. That type of money is not something that just appears to be lying about without some dubious activity associated with it. The young couple had a fresh perspective on their home as a consequence of these small revelations, and they began to suspect that additional secrets may be buried. They started looking around the parts of the home they had frequently missed. What they thought was a utility access panel turned out to be a covert entrance to a concealed chamber. They would be entering a Pandora's box of memories that could never be wiped with this, the biggest secret yet. Instead of finding a utility access panel, they found a whole area big enough to accommodate many individuals. There were several rugs on the floor, and the inside light fixtures were old. There was undoubtedly something off about this place. The man stepped deeper into the room, warning his wife to wait behind. There was another door on the opposite side of the space. This new door was secured with a lock that would not allow anybody to open it, making it unique. What may be the cause of it? He realized that, despite the uncertainty, there was no going back now. Even while it can be difficult to break through heavy-duty locks, he had more than enough equipment to do so. He would soon make a startling discovery as a result of his interest. As soon as he opened the door, the man realized something was clearly off about his house. The surprises had been great, but for several years he felt he understood his house. Looks like he was dead wrong. A brown briefcase was the first thing he discovered in the space. But what would be waiting inside would be the biggest surprise. Would the couple find additional riches in the end, or maybe something even more amazing? Without any delay, the couple filed for divorce. Inside, they uncovered mementos from the past: 2 ancient watches, a pair of rings, 4 silver ingots, and hundreds of envelopes loaded with cash from various foreign nations. They discovered more than just the brown briefcase. In the remotest nook was an enigmatic safe. What could be in a safe if they'd left cash laying around? This was obviously something they intended to keep under wraps. The guy started to believe that the safe kept something more stranger inside, something he wouldn't want to uncover, something that may make them feel very uncomfortable, given that the bizarre area was coated in plastic and soundproof. Someone could discover something similar in their own house, but who would? After forcing the safe open with some force, the man opened the door to find a letter that only advised him to save yourself. We can't hold it against him, but the man started to feel rather uncomfortable. Was this a nasty prank, or was it a warning to him and his wife? For this young couple, things were about to go really bad. So bad that they would need to call the police. He discovered another caution within the safe as he dug further: do not. Beneath that was a collection of vintage VHS cassettes. The whole thing made him feel very bad, and a sick sensation bit him. It's obvious that the individual who left these videos didn't want anyone to see them. Gradually, the guy started taking the cassettes out of the safe. Should he keep an eye on them, or just go away? Maybe they would tell the major secret about the room that was hidden. The man didn't know what to do. It's sometimes preferable to leave these circumstances behind. Studying the videos, the guy did. They appeared to be older than anything in the briefcase and, strangely enough, older than the 2 suitcases. Very little could be deduced from the cassette's labels, which read 194, 11/95, January 1st 95, IV 95, and V. He chose not to investigate further since he found the discovery to be too weird. Even if he made an effort to forget the mystery, it nevertheless followed him at night. And finally, day by day, he made the decision to solve the puzzle. Having turned, tossed, and dreamed about the cassettes for nights on end, the man eventually decided he had to play them. Taking them outside, he inserted the tapes into his VCR and hit the play button. He would genuinely never forget the scenes that were on show to him. They were an entirely other animal. What was it that the man saw on the outdated tapes? We'll never know what he saw, but we do know that he had to contact the police and that those pictures will always be in his head. The first cassette was not completed by the man. After just a few minutes, he switched it off and called the FBI right away. They arrived nearly as soon as he phoned, took out every video, and started a thorough inspection. The young couple's refurbishment, of course, had to be delayed while their house was overrun with agents. The public has not received any further information, leaving everyone in complete suspense. We might never discover the whole story behind those recordings. It appeared as though nothing horrible could happen on their peaceful neighborhood. But all of a sudden, there were cop vehicles and FBI agents and even fire engines. With a situation such as this, the authorities were not taking any risks. It was necessary to remove and examine the cassettes. The young couple was powerless to stop the authorities from entering. They didn't care if they had anything personal laying around. These policemen weren't asking to come in. They were making demands. The pair must have felt quite vulnerable, we can only speculate. They dismantled the basement and examined every inch of the space. The pair was at a loss on what to do. They also proceeded to dig up the garden in their lovely backyard. They kept their actions from the couple completely hidden. They even asked the couple questions during a lengthy, hour-long interview. Their features were stern and exhibited no expression. Regarding the cassettes discovered, a decision has not yet been taken, and it is unclear when this will be resolved. Please remember to subscribe to our channel, give us a thumbs up, and turn on the notification bell so you won't miss any of our videos. If you enjoyed the tale, the next video that plays on your screen will probably move you too.